else works with Gavin? And we are back. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to DT Daily here on this Monday morning, broadcasting live from our Portland studio for Digital Trends. Thanks so much for joining us. As usual, I want to emphasize once again, we are live. We're interactive. You can talk to us. We're live on Facebook, Twitch, Periscope, and YouTube right now. So we want to see your comments, your questions throughout the show. There is so much to get to today. In just a little bit, we're going to be joined by Davin Matthews from our photography section to talk about a little bit about the Adobe MAX event, but then even more about this new Moment anamorphic lens that came out that basically lets you shoot like J.J. Abrams, according to the title of the article. So we're going to have Davin in here to talk about that. We've got Riley Wynn, who was just down at TwitchCon and has a bunch of interviews and content that he gathered down there. A lot to talk about with that, so we'll have kind of a recap of that and a preview of some of the other things that are going to show up on Digital Trends. And we'll be joined by comedian Michael Lenoci here towards the end of the show. So a lot to talk about, a lot to get to, all live, all interacting with you. Drop in your comments or questions. We'll get to those. Also coming up, as usual, we have our $100 Amazon gift card that we will be giving away to one lucky viewer. And the way it works is this. We'll flash a code on the screen at some point. And when that code shows up, you are supposed to email dtdaily@digitaltrends.com and be the 10th emailer to win. Last Friday, our winner was Alan Smith. So, Alan, congratulations. You did it. So, $100 gift card going to Alan. I'm Greg Nibbler, and joining me here this morning is Adrienne Warner. Hello, Adrienne.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm doing quite fantastic. I've got halfway through my coffee, so I am halfway awake.
Yes, we're doing.
Excited to be here.
Yeah, just chug it as fast as you can. We'll have a contest here on the show, see who can drink it faster. All right. Well, we're going to get to our Read 'em and Weep segment where we kind of take a look at some of the different comments, singers, if you will, that have happened over the weekend on digitaltrends.com and our different platforms. But right now, we want to get you the top headline of the day. So we're kind of changed up our news just a little bit. So the top headline right now is, of course, this. It has to do with Apple's event, which is going to be taking place tomorrow. So in case you don't know, tomorrow morning, October 30th, Tuesday morning, 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern, live from Brooklyn, Apple's going to be having their new event, unveiling some new products. We'll, of course, have coverage on digitaltrends.com and on our Twitter account. So follow along with that throughout the event to get like up to the minute stuff. But we do have the rumors of what we're expecting to talk about. So I just want to kind of highlight a couple of those. Number one, it is, let's see, October 30th. So we're expecting a new iPad Pro, a MacBook Air, and as well as a new Mac Mini, which these are some of the rumors that we're hearing about, and an iPad Mini, if I didn't say that already. So to cover some of the stuff that we've seen, there's a prototype that I'm showing right there that allegedly could be what it looks like. Now, again, this is allegedly. That's not an actual picture, but somebody got some specs of a patent, and then they pieced it together themselves and think that it's going to look, the new iPad's going to be more squared off.
Okay. So it's going to not have that kind of rounded back design with the bezels on the front. It'll be more of that, I guess, iPhone SE kind of feeling?
Yep,
yeah.
Modeled more after the iPhone SE, exactly, which I think is, that's an interesting way to go about it. We'll see if that is popular or not. The other rumors are that they might be dropping the Touch ID fingerprint system and going more to the Face ID, which I don't know.
I don't know. I'm still out on that a little bit. It feels weird to just not have anything there and bring it up to your face.
Yes, that's exactly kind of the point that I would have.
It's not intuitive yet.
It's not, it still seems like it's a little bit far out, although, this is what we are getting on a lot of different devices now, so maybe it's something where it's just, get ready for it, this is it. You gotta deal
Everything's going to know what your face looks like.
Yeah, and there's also supposedly going to be an Apple Pencil, and I don't know if that's a working title name, but something that'll go along with the iPad that can help.
So you'll be all ready to go to school.
All ready
with
to go to school.
your new iPad Pro, your pencil, and an Apple.
See, there you go. And maybe an iPad Mini, which I don't know how they're going to do that in between, I guess, what a phablet would be and an iPad. I guess so you have every size taken care of.
Yeah, I'm excited about the iPad Mini. I've always wanted one, and it's nice to see that there's actually an update coming along since they've kind of neglected it for a really long time, it seems like.
Oh, definitely. And the same thing with MacBooks.
Yeah.
We are expecting a new MacBook. What it's going to be, obviously we don't know whether it's going to be a replacement for the MacBook Air or just a new MacBook on its own, or maybe we get a couple of different versions.
Yeah, maybe they have a whole new naming convention coming out or something. That's
maybe. If they just put X and everything, that's going to be kind of disappointing. But MacBook X, MacBook 10. But we'll see what we do get on that. So I do know a lot of people are actually excited about possibly a new MacBook. I'm curious what you think. If you're watching live, let us know. If this is something that you would look forward to, or is it too little, too late? I think it's going to be kind of exciting. We'll see. What is obviously what they come up with. But that is tomorrow morning, as we're going to be seeing more and more about that with the possible new MacBooks and iPads.
Cool.
So there we go. So we got some more stuff to get to, including a warning lesson for everybody on Instagram about what not to post on Instagram. This is a heavy warning for all of us out there, especially people that go to events. But we'll talk about that here in just a second. We do need to get to our Read 'em and Weep segment. And I will admit, I have not even read these myself yet. I'm coming in cold to see these.
So you've not wept yet either.
I have not wept yet. I may weep right here on air, depending on what is said. But these are the different comments that are left across our social media platforms for Digital Trends, and of course on the website. And we like to take a look at what people have to say, good or bad. So why don't we go ahead and bring up our first one here, and we'll take a look at what we've got. So this comes from Steve Gannon. Steve's referring to All I Do Is Win, which is Riley Witt. He's going to be joining us here in just a little bit. Fortnite, the new opiate of the masses. Enjoy what's left of your life in the cult. Okay, talking about, I'm assuming that's from TwitchCon.
I guess he's welcoming him into the...
welcoming him in or warning him?
Warning him.
Which Fortnite? Do you play Fortnite?
Nope.
I have played it, and I do enjoy. It's an amazing game, actually, but I suck at it. That's really what the problem is.
That's exactly what would happen to me. Anytime I get into anything that's I'm facing off other people online.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a lot of running and looking at the ground.
Exactly. I'd rather see what some other people are doing on there. Okay, take a look here at our comments, too, coming through on YouTube. Hello to Jeremy in Guadalupe. We've got One Love, One World, I think I'm saying that right, from Tempe. So lots of people joining in from all over the place.
Cool.
Make sure and let us know what your comments are, what your questions. We'll have that here. So Riley will be talking to playing a couple of interviews that he had. He did a bunch of interviews, but we're going to have an interview with Shroud. And let's see, I'll take a look here at who else. He's got lots of stuff that we're going to be talking about with TwitchCon here coming up in just a little bit. Oh, and Slightly as well. So we'll play those interviews. Let's go on to our next comment here. Take a look at what we've got. Okay. Mad Mio M, awesome tech you can't buy yet. This junk is considered awesome tech. It's pretty much all useless junk. Well.
Wow.
All right.
I don't know if Drew would agree.
I would like to see Drew respond to that. So,
also, smart litter boxes. I don't know if you can consider that junk.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, somebody's got to have a use for that.
Somebody's got to have a use for it.
All right. Well, we'll let Drew handle that one directly. We'll get you Maddie O. M's email, or whoever that was. All right, let's go to the next one here. Let's take a look at what we've got. Okay, we got Oh Meow Meow. Just the names on YouTube.
That's
just
the best one so far. Shout out to Oh Meow Meow.
Okay, referring to why you don't need 5G. That was a segment on on Friday's episode.
Jeremy was talking about it, yeah.
Yeah, Friday's episode of DT Daily, and you can, of course, view that on our website, digitaltrends.com, but Jeremy was talking about it. Okay, in response, this is such a dumb argument for not having 5G. We already have to upgrade our devices every other year anyways, so what's your point? Try again, Gina. Damn. Wow. All right. Oh, meow, meow. I think maybe on...
oh, meow, meow.
Oh, meow, meow. With the Martin link right there. All right.
I mean, it is frustrating to have to update your phone constantly, all of your devices. But I mean, that is the world that we live in. So, Oh Meow Meow has a little bit of a point.
Uh-oh. Well, Jeremy, you heard it here. So, Adrian agreeing with Oh Meow Meow. Jeremy, editor-in-chief of Digital Trends. So, talking about his
not taking anybody on, and just...
Well, you could read that article and watch Jeremy's video at digitaltrends.com and let us know what you think. I kind of think he has a point. It's way too early to be worrying about 5G, but there are 5G phones coming out, and I think we just Samsung's next one. I think the S10 is going to be 5G capable, so it is happening, but it's a little slower. I'm going to move on from that one. All right, let's go ahead and see if we have another comment here. Let's go ahead and bring that up. All right, so Matthew Randolph, regarding how to photograph ghosts. Okay, so this was our interview on Friday that we had about ghost photography. So get an iPhone users getting trolled by a website trying to make it look like you're doing something cool with busted-ass hardware. All right. That's getting pretty harsh right there. Does
that is
iPhone
harsh.
Constitute busted-ass hardware?
I don't think so, especially when you're talking about the camera.
Yeah.
Considering that that's kind of like one of its biggest selling points. And
I would think maybe more talking about the ghost aspect would be the thing of, can you photograph ghosts? It's that, no, apparently.
It's Halloween. Do we want to be insulting ghosts?
I'm not going to insult any ghosts. I'm just saying that seems like that would be more what you would talk about rather than the busted ass hardware. All right, so there we go. Let's see if we've got if we have one more here on for our Read 'em and Reap segment that we'll bring up. Larry the Cucumber. All right, now new best name.
I didn't know that cucumbers had
new
hands.
best name regarding the Amazon Echo Show 2.0. Thanks. Decided to watch this video at 4 a.m. and Cardi B started playing with full blast thanks to this video. So.
Whoops. Sorry.
Sorry, Larry. I mean, you could have turned it off, but obviously you didn't. I mean.
How many times have we done that to our viewers, though?
Yeah.
Probably turned on their Amazon.
Oh, yeah. No, I guarantee.
Alexa for them.
Alexa. There's the new whisper mode, too, so it might actually work. All right, we do have one more that we'll bring up here, and then we'll give you your warning for Instagram users. Ooh. Sarah Vett, Greg cursed the Dodgers, so the Red Sox are definitely winning this. I made a prediction before the season that the Dodgers were going to win the World Series. I was so damn close to having that come to fruition. It's not even that I'm a Dodgers fan. I predicted it, and now it's being said that I cursed.
Please don't predict anything else.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I won't say anything about the Blazers. All right, let's move on, Sarah. Yeah, you're probably right. But let's get awarded. We do have something here relating to the Red Sox, of course, winning the World Series last night. And there's somebody, though, a fan who paid a lot of money to go to the Red Sox World Series game and learned a very valuable lesson. So this is comes from Boston, a fan, Robbie Johnson. And I don't have the picture to post because he's since deleted it, although it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't really matter anymore.
Yeah, too late, Robbie. So Robbie was going to the World Series game, and Robbie was very excited about going there and posted a picture of his ticket on Instagram. When he arrived at the stadium to go to the game, went to scan his ticket, and there was a lot of confusion because it appears it had already been scanned.
Yep.
Is what they told him.
Sounds like his section, seat number, and I guess the barcode of the ticket were also online, and someone was able to copy it and use it before he got there.
Yeah, so the lesson being, well, I mean, at that point, what happened is, he tried to see if they could still get in. They made him pay another $450. It was $650 for the ticket.
So that's like a $1,200 ticket.
Yeah.
He better have been in a good section.
Yeah, $1,100, right? Yeah. Well, the thing is, so the section, what they thought they were going to be doing is, they could obviously go to the section where the person was and catch them. No, they were smarter than that. They ended up not sitting in the section where the ticket was scanned, the person who took the ticket offline. But the big lesson here is don't post your barcodes online.
Oh, God, no.
I mean, at this point, I would think most people would think about that.
Passion about the Red Sox in Boston. I could see how people would get really excited to share this story. Kind of the sad insult to injury is I think his Instagram account was private, so whoever he let into.
So it's somebody that he knows.
Somebody. Well, I mean, how many people accept something that they know that person, but still, a little harsher.
Yeah, that's rough. All right. Well, let's see. I think we might have time for one more story here, just as we're moving through, taking a look at our timeline for the show. We do have this. Let me pull this up here right now. Google Play with a new hint online. I just wanted to bring this up for somebody to think about today, and it's obviously this is a rumor again as well, but there are a lot of hints that this could be an issue. Somebody took a look at some coding and some different surveys that Google put out, but it's hinting at Google Play maybe having a subscription service where you would buy in and then you would get the apps for probably included in that price.
Interesting.
What would you think about this?
That's a really cool, interesting idea. However, would it have a cap on certain price points of apps? Because, I mean, there's a whole range out there.
Yeah.
Would it just be the knockoff of Flappy Bird 50,000 times?
Right, yeah. I don't know. I mean, if you got actually high quality apps for like, say, a $6.99, I don't know how much I would be willing to pay, but I'd say like $6.99 for me.
Yeah.
Like how much, do you use a lot of different apps? Do you buy a lot of apps?
Honestly, I'm mostly just getting rid of and then reinstalling the same ones.
Yeah.
over and over again. I would love to try more stuff out, though, so I guess it just depends. I think that would be a really neat idea,
Yeah. Well, and that's what I'm curious to for everybody watching and viewing this. Let us know what you think. Would you be willing to pay for a subscription service to apps?
What about yourself? What do you think?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah,
Definitely.
actually, well, if it came in at the right price, I would definitely be willing to do that.
Yeah,
I would absolutely be willing to do it. But that's again another rumor that's out there right now, and you can check up on everything that we're talking about at Digital Trends. So coming up on the show today, we do have, of course, Riley Wynn, who is going to be giving us his recap of TwitchCon, maybe responding to that comment. And we've also got comedian Michael Lenoci is going to be joining us, and we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to be joined by Devin Matthews from our photography section here at Digital Trends to talk about some Adobe products and also this Moment anamorphic lens. So lots to cover, lots here today, lots to talk about. Adrian, thanks for joining me.
Thank you so much.
And we'll be back in just a minute. We're going to play a quick video, and then we'll join by Davin. So get your questions ready right here on DTE Daily. Back here with more DT Daily. Thanks everybody for joining us wherever you're watching. We really do appreciate it. I'm seeing on YouTube a lot of people are posting where they're from. We love to see that. So thanks. And we've got so much to talk about today, but I don't want to waste any time because we have joining us right now, Devin Matthews. Hello, Devin.
Hello.
Thank you.
You pronounced it right, even.
Did I? Okay, God. Because after I just said that, I was like, you know what? Devin and I haven't actually met in person, and I was like, did I just mispronounce his name? Okay. No, nailed it. Sweet. All right, moving on from that. So success number one. Let's talk about what you've got here. So there's obviously a lot going on that you've been doing here for Digital Trends, but this in particular, I've been seeing a lot of people posting about this today, and you have a review that just went up at digitaltrends.com. So maybe you can tell us what it is you're holding in your hand here.
Yeah. So this is the anamorphic lens from Moment, and basically, if you don't know who Moment is, they make a bunch of lenses for mobile phones.
For mobile phones.
For iPhone and also for several of the Pixel phones, several of the Galaxy phones. So you have to have a compatible case. But yeah.
Buy like a Moment case or a case
exactly.
That's compatible
So this
with
is one of them. They sent me a couple. This one had the nice wood on it. So
oh yeah, it
like
is very
that
classy.
a lot.
I think it's what they I don't know.
But the anamorphic lens, what makes this really unique is that anamorphic optics are used often in cinema. Because what they do is they actually take in a wider field of view horizontally than what they do vertically. And that's how you get the really wide cinemascope view that you see in the movie theater.
Which is why I know on your article you said like shoot like J.J. Abrams or something like that.
Yeah, so that's a reference to the lens flares that anamorphic lenses make. And this will, because of the way the optics are designed, the flare gets stretched out. So you get this really long blue line. If you've seen the J.J. Abrams Star Trek films, then you know what that is. He adds a lot of them in post.
Oh yeah,
but
it's such
but you will get that effect with this lens, and it's actually
over the
quite
horizon
striking.
Or the sun.
Yeah, there you go. So that was just I was just shooting that handheld inside a building, and that that's all happening with the lens in the camera.
And so that was one that you took.
Yeah.
With this. Okay. So what else does it do? I mean, I'm seeing here now you're attaching it onto the phone. Other than shooting like that, like what are some other things that this thing can do?
I mean, that's basically its trick, right? But why this is important is that you're adding width rather than cropping away height in order to get that wide frame.
Okay.
So it's different than a lot of people will just go in and crop their 16:9 video in order to get a wider cinema frame.
Right.
But when you do that, you're throwing away resolution. So what this does is it's actually bringing in a wider field of view so that you don't have to throw away any resolution.
So you can maintain the high-end resolution that you're getting, but also
exactly.
that
so yeah, you can shoot 4K and you hold on to all those pixels. The downside is it squeezes it. So it actually distorts the image and squeezes everything in. So you have to de-squeeze it to make it look normal again. But the Moment app will do that automatically.
Okay, so you have to take pictures then through the Moment app. I was just like,
right. And if you can do it in post if you want to use whatever app, and that'll work too. But if you want to do it automatically in the app, you'll need to use the Moment app.
I'm taking a look here too now. We're playing some, I believe, are these?
Yeah, my really rough sample footage I was able to take on my way to LA for Adobe MAX.
But no, it is interesting just kind of seeing how it looks. So it is that wider view.
And again, so that's not cropped. That's actually shooting native.
That's actually how it looks when it comes through onto your phone. I mean, I like that idea, and the question too that we just proposed on our different platforms here is, does anyone else shoot with third-party lenses for smartphones? And I'm trying to think of like who the people are that will be utilizing this.
Right, and I think primarily you'll see this for people who are into filmmaking because it's kind of a look that's pretty unique. This isn't something that necessarily every smartphone photographer is going to want to have in their bag, but it is right now. I think it's only $120 for the pre-order special. So it's not really even that much more expensive than like a normal high-end iPhone lens is. So it is something that if you want to play around with it, it's not inconceivable to do so. And for people who are filmmakers, just the thought that you can now shoot like 4K anamorphic on your phone is crazy.
Right.
I mean, when I was in film school, it was like, when we just got 24p on a standard def DV camera, that was a huge deal, and now we have this in our pockets.
And now you can do this, right here at any time. And so it's $120 on the pre-order. And I noticed you said 4K, like.
Yeah, so depending on your phone, if you have a phone that shoots 4K, you can shoot 4K anamorphic.
You still shoot 4K through it.
Yeah.
Okay. What else do people know about this? Just this anamorphic lens.
It's a lot of fun.
I think
it's actually it's the most fun I've ever had with an add-on lens on a phone. Usually I'm kind of like, it's okay, but I wouldn't actually take one with me. But with this, it's just such a unique look. And I was really impressed with it. I kind of wasn't expecting to be blown away. How good can it be this small, anamorphic?
And that's kind of what
it works
I was thinking of too with, when you have add-on lenses or add-on anything, modular things, like I think of like the old Motorola ones, or not old, but Motorola, the modular kind of idea, is that.
Will people actually use it?
Yeah, because, there's a lot of them out there that quite frankly just suck.
Yeah.
That just aren't that good, and seeing one that actually works, I think is interesting, depending on what phone it is. So you can use this on really any phone.
Any phone with a compatible case, So right now that's a bunch like iPhones back to the iPhone 6 and several of the Google Pixel and Galaxy phones as well. So
okay. All right, well, awesome. So that review is up now at digitaltrends.com. You can go there and take a look at that. Should we talk about just a couple other things? I know you went to the Adobe MAX.
Yeah, so Adobe MAX, which is where that footage was coming from, actually. It's a huge show. There's 14,000 people there this year, which is, I think, their biggest ever.
But what is, just for anybody who doesn't know, what is the Adobe MAX event?
Yeah, so Adobe calls it the Creativity Conference.
Okay.
And basically they invite a bunch of people, not just press, but a bunch of just creative professionals, students to come in and learn about their apps. So it's a big learning opportunity. There's a ton of workshops, but they also have several keynote speakers, and that's where they make their major product announcements for the year.
Okay.
Which, of course, the big one this year was Photoshop on the iPad.
Which I thought it was interesting, because I'm trying to think who else is going to be using Photoshop on the iPad, but I suppose there are.
Yeah, so it turns out there's two primary users for this, and one is just people who are creative professionals who work on the desktop in the office, and then they need a way to sort of iterate and work on their ideas when they're not in the office.
So like when you're traveling.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're traveling or if you're just sitting on your back porch or whatever, you can pull out your iPad, you can open the same exact PSD files you were working on at work. They'll be synced over to the Adobe Creative Cloud. And you can continue working on those files, and all your edits will be saved and available. The other group of user are like young creatives who might not even own a PC today.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of people. Yeah.
So yeah, now you have a full access to Photoshop on the iPad, not yet on the iPhone.
That's where I would. That's something that I would.
Maybe one day, maybe like the XS MAX or something, one of those big screen phones.
Right, something along those lines. Yeah. So Photoshop on the iPad, and then the other thing that I know they talked about was AI creativity. I don't know if we want to briefly touch on that.
Yeah, it's
like
a huge subject. I put it in the notes.
Because we just talked about this last week about how there's an AI painting that just sold for $430,000 or something like that.
Yeah, and I think that's the fear, right? Is like, when will AI be as good as we are at just like coming up with something out of the blue?
Talking about lenses.
Yeah, exactly. So everybody I talked to at Adobe, and I also talked to some people at NVIDIA because they do all the neural network processing for Adobe behind the scenes. And everybody says we're kind of a long ways away from sort of that, where like they're not at all concerned about replacing human creatives yet. But in the meantime, these tools are going to get smarter, and they're going to allow you to do traditionally very time-consuming tasks, like selecting and masking an object. Those will be much easier. And so we did see that demonstrated, live there at the show, and it is pretty amazing. I mean, it's basically like you select this object and it makes the line around it, and then you just refine your mask, and it's good to go. So there's a lot of things like that, object recognition where AI is playing a big role, and so far it's not scary.
It's not scary yet.
Our jobs are secure for a little while.
Yeah. As soon as I can say welcome to DT Daily, I'm in trouble. I could be in trouble. Davin, thank you so much for joining us too. We've got your articles up right now at digitaltrends.com, and people can follow along with everything you're learning. Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely, thank you.
Coming up here on DT Daily, we are going to be joined. Michael Lenoci, the comedian, is going to be joining us here in just a little bit. But next, we're going to be talking to Riley Wynn about TwitchCon. He's got a recap. He's got interviews we're going to play. Lots to talk about with that. So stick right here with us. We'll be right back with more DT Daily. back here with DT Daily. Thanks everybody for joining in. And again, I want to emphasize we are live on YouTube, Periscope, Facebook, and Twitch, which Twitch is what we are talking about right now because TwitchCon just happened this last weekend. We're joined now by Mr. Riley Wynn. Hello, Riley.
Hi.
So in case anybody doesn't know, some of the social media here might be you.
Yeah, I do pretty much all of it.
Okay.
If it's inappropriate or immature, it's usually me. So.
So that is who you can comment on. I know somebody had a comment earlier today for All I Do Is Win.
Yeah, the Fortnite. Yeah, just to let that person know, I don't play Fortnite. I was just at the hall at TwitchCon.
Okay.
And it was nuts. It was absolutely nuts.
I can only imagine that. It's just insane.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to talk about. So for TwitchCon, for anybody who doesn't know, maybe we can just give a brief explainer of what it is, but then talk about the event itself.
Yeah, of course. So Twitch is a live streaming platform for people to put content on. And what TwitchCon is, it's where they gather all of their partners. So those are the people that essentially make money off their Twitch.
Right.
And then their affiliates, and then they let the community come. And they have everyone and anyone there. It's insane. And then all the brands and companies that work with Twitch or advertise with Twitch, they're all there. And so the entire thing, everyone's live streaming. Everyone has these.
Everybody's walking around with a phone.
Everyone's got selfie sticks. They've got these little cameras on their shoulder that have like a car battery in the backpack that keeps it running for the entire time. And it's just absolutely insane. You just go around and you don't know if people are talking to you.
Yeah.
I felt crazy. I felt crazy. Just people are just talking. I'm like, what? And they're like, no, I'm talking to my Twitch chat, dude. I'm like, oh.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
My bad, sorry. But yeah, no, it was great. There's really the thing I thought was the funniest is I've never seen so much neon hair in my life.
That's what I'm like. I'm wondering. So, how many people attend TwitchCon?
I don't know the exact number.
Thousands,
there was 6,000 partners. So those just the partners.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you include the community, I bet it's got to be 20, 30,000.
And so you walk around this, and this took place at San Jose? Is that where it was?
Yep, San Jose at the Convention Center.
San Jose at the Convention Center. We're looking at some images here right now, which does just look insane.
It was nutty.
So at TwitchCon, there's the live events. There's people, like you said, everybody's streaming.
Yeah.
But then the actual events themselves, they have some of the different stars.
Yeah, so the highlight, there was two highlights of the weekend. There was the Fortnite skirmish, which was was going the whole weekend, but I think it ended on Sunday morning. And then Saturday night was the Doritos Bowl. Now the Doritos Bowl was Black Ops. They have the new Blackout mode, which is like the, what do you call it? Battle Royale mode.
Okay.
Kind of like Fortnite.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they had the biggest gamers in the world there playing. And so that was really the headliner of the conference. And we actually got to interview the second biggest streamer on Twitch.
I know.
Which was amazing.
That's great.
It was incredible.
That's awesome. And you were just there by yourself, walking through all this stuff too, right?
Yeah. So I was doing all the coverage. So I got 10 or 11 interviews with partners while I was there. And then I was, there looking for guests for the show. And then I was covering everything for social media. So I was busy. I was getting up at 6 to edit everything. And then I'd go to the convention center, film everything, then I'd send it back when I got home, and it was crazy. Oh, forgot about the party. There was a party Friday night.
All right, why don't we play one of our interviews? I want to hear about the party, because that's half the thing about these conventions.
It was amazing.
All right, so what interview do we want to play first?
Let's go with Shroud.
Okay.
He's the second biggest streamer on Twitch behind Ninja, which, if you haven't heard of either of those guys, you've been living under a rock the last year and a half. Hi everyone, Riley Wynn here with Digital Trends at TwitchCon 2018. I'm here with Shroud, the team captain of the winning team at the Doritos Bowl. Talk us through your strategy throughout the heats and what you guys had to do to adapt to get the W.
Well, for the heat, the second I found out the format, I pretty much played like that format in regular home practice. So I knew that we were playing against the online public. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna figure out the rotations, figure out where the most people are. And it paid off. We had so many frags.
Who during the competition was your biggest competition? Who had your number the entire match?
Definitely Courage. They were, oh my God. We had really good first and second heat, and we were doing really, really good. And then all of a sudden we looked at the points, we're like, wow, Courage is really, really close. This is getting close. I did not expect that. So yeah, they definitely turned up.
There's $100,000 in prize money. What are you gonna do with your portion?
I'm going to say what I said in my last one, which was a new watch.
Last question. Yeah. It's the Doritos Bowl. We got to know, what's Stroud's favorite flavor of Doritos?
Sweet chili heat or spicy chili.
Spicy sweet chili?
That's the one.
It's like the purple bag, right?
Yeah. And in Canada, it's a black bag.
Oh.
So that's why I said sweet chili heat. It's sweet chili heat there.
How many bags do you think you could crush in a week?
When I open one of those bags, like the big ones, they're gone. In that day, it is gone. I go through it real fast. So I'd probably do 10 big bags, huge ones, party size.
Okay, the question right now, Riley, can you do more than 10 bags of Doritos in a week?
Oh, easily.
Okay.
I could do 2 a day consistently. I used to be a fat kid, so I slimmed out a little bit. Yeah.
So you could train yourself up to do this.
Oh, easily. Like when I was playing video games when I was in middle school, I was definitely crushing at least a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos a day.
Okay, well there we go. See, the challenge has been set. Well, that's awesome. So that was Shroud talking about his match, $100,000 in prize money.
Yes, $100,000. Split 4 ways though. So there's 4 people on the team. But still,
it's not even worth it then, yeah.
Yeah, not even worth it. $25K for playing Call of Duty.
Yeah,
right?
seriously.
Yeah, that's a real tough job. Yeah, but it was good. It was a really fun event, and the crowd was crazy.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, just going nuts for their favorite stuff. I mean, it is, and for anybody who is just catching up on some of that stuff, it's like a live sporting event. I mean,
oh yeah,
really
exactly.
That kind of atmosphere.
Oh yeah, no, people, whenever there's a big play or a big kill, I guess is the better phrase, people are standing up cheering like, ooh, 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 ooh.
Yeah, and there's fans of certain players.
Oh yeah, people were chanting like Ninja's name. Like it was an eye-opening experience. Like I've never seen anything like that other than at real sporting events.
Yeah.
And so just seeing how big esports has become is really insane to like witness it grow.
Yeah, and just how far along it is right now and just where it's going to be in the next couple of years, where it's at right now. Well, you got another interview. I mean, you have lots of interviews that we'll be having, of course, at digitaltrends.com, but why don't we talk about what your next one is here that you wanted to play?
Yeah, so the next one was my favorite one. So it's slightly musical. He's a Twitch streamer that does magic and plays music.
And behind the scenes, Riley's been talking about this for
I've been super
like
excited
a few days before he even went. He was excited about the magic. Are you a magic fan?
Oh, big time.
Okay.
Oh, I absolutely.
Favorite magician?
I don't. My roommate, actually. Your
roommate's your favorite magician?
So he like gets like super drunk and tries to do magic tricks, and it's like the funniest thing to watch ever. Like he does this one where he tries to make a card disappear, and like half the time he drops it because he's so hammered. So that he's probably my favorite magician.
So it's like drunk history, but drunk magician.
Exactly. But he's actually pretty good when he's sober.
Okay. But more entertaining when he's drunk. Okay. Clearly he needs a Twitch stream.
Yeah. Oh, big time.
All right. Well, I'm assuming this guy wasn't drunk. I don't know. But
no, definitely not.
So who is this that we're gonna hear from?
Yeah. So slightly musical. Slight spelt like sleight of hand.
Gotcha.
Play on words. Yeah, and he does a variety of things, but mainly magic and music on his Twitch stream.
Okay. All right. Let's hear from Slightly Musical.
All right. Now I want you to pick a card, any card that you want.
Okay.
All right. Look at it and show everyone else.
Sorry, say that again.
Show everyone else.
Okay.
All right. And before you put it back, I want you to memorize this moment in time. All right. Where you're holding onto your own card, and the deck looks just like this. And just remember this moment.
Okay.
And place the card back in the deck. So, have you ever traveled back in time before?
No, I haven't.
All right, so you're going to experience it for the first time today. And to prove that we actually were traveling in time, I need to change the current condition of the cards. And normally you would do that by just changing the order of the cards.
Yeah.
But the order's being mixed face down. You don't actually know if it's being mixed. So I'm going to mix these cards up face up and then face down.
Okay.
Just like so. So this way you know 100% that this is definitely not the order or the condition that we started.
So you want to get in a little closer on this, see what he's doing there?
Alright, I'll show you guys. I know some of you guys think like, he's not really mixing the cards. But I want to see, right? We do have cards that are face up, cards that are face down, going pretty much throughout the pack. We have some cards that are face up, some cards that are back to back, face to face. It's just a big mess. Okay. So Riley, can you hold out your hand for me? Just like this? Like that?
Wait, like this?
Yeah, perfect.
I'm nervous.
Alright, I'm gonna cut to a card. The Three of Hearts wasn't your card, right?
It was not.
Alright. So Three of Hearts is not the card. I want you to hold on to the Three of Hearts for me, just like this.
Okay.
We're gonna travel 1 minute back in time. That's 60 seconds. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Did you feel anything change?
I did not.
Well, if this has worked, we should have gone back 1 minute ago where all the cards
What the
are all facing the same way. What? And does this look familiar?
Yeah.
So if we've gone all the way back in time, we should have gone back to the exact moment where you picked your own card. Turn it over.
What?
So did you see anything where he was
No, I had no idea what was going on.
No idea how to figure out what he did.
I will say at the end when like I found out it was the ace of spades, my card I originally picked, I had like the chills down my spine and my side started hurting. Like I felt like I had like a spell casted on me. Like it was the most like uncomfortable feeling. Like right after that, we did a couple more questions, and I was just like super uneasy for a couple minutes. And like I mean, it was all me obviously. Like it was just in my own head, but like it was the most insane trick. There's another trick that we did that's in the full interview. That's just equally as like mind blowing.
All right, and the full interview is going to be up at digitaltrends.com.
Yeah, so that interview, as well as the 10 other interviews we did, are going to be live either today or the next couple days. Shroud is already live, and then we have another streamer, NL Crip, who's already live.
Now, I do want to know, what was on his back? Like, is that one of the packs that you were talking about?
No, that's actually his violin.
Oh, he's got a violin that he walks?
Yeah, so the way he got famous on Twitch, well, part of the reason he got famous on Twitch is what he would do is he'd do classical covers of like pop songs and like movie scores. And so like one of his famous ones is
Which
like,
I have seen that actually before.
One of his most famous ones is Country Roads.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a big one. And like he actually performed at TwitchCon. They had a stage outside of the Fortnite hall and they had different Twitch musicians play, which was really cool.
That's really amazing. Well, thanks, for going down there and getting all that coverage too, because there's so much to hit at that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like it's probably impossible to see all of it. Like,
yeah.
What's one other thing that you took away from it that you could tell everybody?
The biggest takeaway, like just like broad thinking, is like Twitch is mainstream.
Yeah.
It's mainstream. They talked about in the keynote that they have around 5 million people on at any given time. And with those ratings, they would be like top 3 on TV for like network ratings.
Damn.
Which is unreal. And
Yeah.
the fact that the community is so dedicated and loyal, I think that it's gonna explode even more.
I think what everybody should do right now is follow Digital Trends on Twitch.
Sure.
That's very important to do right now as you're watching, and I do see we've got some people watching on Twitch right now
Yeah.
too. Well, Riley, thank you.
Yes,
for
thank you for
coverage.
having me.
And you can check out all of that at digitaltrends.com and take a look at what Riley has. I do want to say this: we've got a giveaway still coming up, a $100 Amazon gift card that will be given away, and we'll tell you how to. Well, I'll tell you what's going to happen. We're going to show a code on the screen, and then you're going to email and be the 10th emailer, and then you'll win it. So that's coming up here in just a little bit, but we're going to take another quick break and play a couple of videos for you, and then we'll be joined back here with comedian Michael Lenoci, who's going to be talking about touring, and he just ran a half marathon, and
wow.
Yeah, so we're going to cover some of that stuff. Drop in your questions if you have some specific for him, and we'll be right back here in a couple of minutes with more DT Daily. Back here with more DT Daily. Thanks everybody for joining us. As usual, I want to emphasize we're live across all of our social media platforms right now, so drop in your comments and your questions. And we are going to be joined right now by comedian Michael Lenoci. Michael, just want to see, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Excellent. Hey, Michael, hi, how's it going? Where are you at right now?
I'm in my living room.
Okay, all right, I wasn't sure if you're on the road.
Oh, you want the city?
Oh, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you're on the road or not because I was curious about what the painting is behind you.
Yeah, that's New York. That's New York City, huh? How about that? That's New York City in like the 40s.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's awesome.
Yes. So it's before there were tall buildings. I don't really know. I'm just guessing right now.
No, that's fine. As long as you make it up and say it with confidence, like everybody's going to believe it anyway.
Yeah, that's New England.
Yeah, perfect. Well, yeah. Michael, thanks for joining us. I do want to say congratulations, too, because I was following you online. You just ran a half marathon, is that right?
Yeah, I did. I ran a half marathon less than about 24 hours ago. So
how are the legs feeling?
Not good. Not good at all.
No, that seems miserable. Why would you do that to yourself?
Yeah, well, I think I'll feel good next week. I'll be like, yeah, I did something.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know why I did it, but like just to prove to myself that I can.
No, that's really awesome. Like, congratulations on doing that. I mean, you are a busy guy, just following along with everything you do. And I want to talk about, of course, your tour, talking about the places where you've been performing. But I wanted to ask about your podcast first. So it's Guys Night Out is the podcast. What can you tell us about that?
Well, it's like it's kind of like I'm a therapist, really. People. Yeah. I'm a relationship therapist, not licensed, obviously. And you honestly shouldn't come to me for advice, but people keep coming back, and I give them my opinion a little bit. It's a little played up, a little bit, more a little of an act, but it's people writing these stories about like maybe their relationships or their dating life, and they kind of tell a story, or they ask for advice, and I comment on it, and I tell them what's wrong with them.
Perfect. And that's what a therapist should do. I feel like
what's wrong in the relationship, or I'll give them a different perspective on what I think is going on. So sometimes we help people, we actually do, and sometimes I make fun. And I'm sorry if I hurt anyone, but
hey, they know what they're getting into.
Yeah, they do.
They know what's happening. So that's the Guys Night Out podcast. And how long have you been doing that show?
Over 90 weeks, 91 weeks.
Dang.
We're going on 91 weeks. Yeah. So
that's
whatever that equals in years.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. We'll have mathematicians do the math behind the scenes here for Digital Trends. But so you've been doing that a long time. How have you seen it since you've been doing the podcast? Like, how have you seen your audience change? Like your live audience? Do you notice a difference when you're out performing, or has it brought in different kinds of fans?
No, I think people that see me perform live then go to the podcast, and then are like, hey, I like your podcast. Great job. And then I go, oh, thank you. And then we part ways, and I never see those people again.
I love the live interact, the recreation of that moment, though.
Hey, how are you? I mean, there's no difference, but the show's going to go to the same. The stand-up show's the same. But, I mean, there might be an interaction where, like, they say something about it, but it's really nothing more than that.
Well, let's talk about your stand-up career. I mean, obviously, I have to bring up, the Major League Baseball side of this. Like, can you talk about how this transition happened, like how you became a comedian, like what got you into comedy?
Okay. Yeah, I thought you thought I was a professional baseball player before this.
No.
Like, yeah, you could probably tell because of my figure. I'm very athletic looking. I don't know who's watching right now. You probably can't tell right now because I'm wearing a baggy hoodie, but like I can bench press and stuff. I've done stuff like that. Anyways, sorry. How did I get into stand-up?
Yeah, how did you get into stand-up?
I've always wanted to do it since I was a little kid, and then growing up in Florida, it just was like, well, you're not going to do that because you live in Florida. And then after college, I was like, well, I don't want to have a regular life.
Yeah, it's not.
That was like sad, and I would like, I couldn't do that. I was just like, let me go take a shot. I was like, I know I can do this, and I moved out to LA in 2010, and I started. Just like I think most people, you just start doing open mics. You figure it out. I mean, you either figure it out or you don't, and then you get better. You work hard. You stay focused. Like anything else, you keep doing it. You do it every day. You'll be good at it. If I did this show every day in 3 years, I'd be good at it. Right now, I'm probably awful. But
we just need 91 weeks, and then we're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll get it dialed in. Well, okay, so no, you're great. So you got started in this career. I mean, and now you're getting to go all over the place. And I know you just played Carnegie Hall. Is that right?
Yes, I did that.
What was that feeling like walking on, just knowing from starting off these open mics to boom, you're at one of the most famous stages of all time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that didn't really hit me. I mean, I'm grateful to actually get to do that and open the show. I mean, I was just, I'm the opening act for that show, but that was still an amazing moment. I don't think I really thought much of it. I just thought it was just another day at the office until we really got to the venue and learned more about the history of it. Yeah. I mean, I knew it had been around for years, but it was pretty breathtaking when you're in there. It's an old venue, but it's beautiful and gorgeous. And then when I got on stage, I just walked out there, and then like maybe a minute in, I just took a breath, and just took it in. Yeah. And then went into my set. It's again, I took in the moment, but after a minute, you're like, okay.
I'm here. Yeah, doing your job. Yeah, which is what you're used to doing. Do you ever change, like when you're going around the country? Because I'm sure you're on the road a lot, I would imagine. Yeah. Do you ever change what your sets are depending on what section of the country you're in, or is it to stay pretty much the same?
Maybe I might, I might up top rip about something I saw in the city, just to like connect, to show that like there's a real person on stage. It's not robotic. Right. You know what I mean? Maybe, like talk about Portland, how everybody, has facial hair there, or,
I know, except for me. Yeah, I'm like the only one.
Yeah, well,
it's the only reason I don't. It's because everybody else does.
Yeah, well, you stand out. That's why.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the only thing that I have to do.
Or maybe how there's a lot of tents around there,
Yeah. Well, yeah.
There's, whatever observation I can spin that I think is funny, and then maybe I'll put it in up top before I get in the act, and then sometimes you rearrange jokes. Maybe you'll feel the vibe of the audience, and then rearrange some of your set, but
change it up a little bit. Well, tell us about where you're at right now. Like, where are you? Are you on tour right now, or where's the next place that people can see you performing?
Well, I mean, when I'm in LA, I'm pretty much at the Laugh Factory on Sunset in Hollywood every weekend, and then I'm here until the 6th, and then I go to Florida.
Nice.
And then Miami, West Palm Beach, Jacksonville, and Atlanta that week. So it's always like just like one night in different cities at these different theaters. But so it's not like, when bands go on tour, they're in a van, right? And on the road for like 6-7 months at a time. With comedians, it's a little different. You kind of hop on a plane, you go away for a week and come back home. You know, you go a lot.
Yeah, just bouncing back and forth all over the place. Well,
so on the road is Florida, yeah.
So what's the best way for people to follow you, to follow along? I mean, I noticed that you've got a lot of Instagram followers. Is that probably your favorite social media platform, or which do you prefer?
Yeah, because you get more of a taste of my personality on there, with stories and stuff like that. But Instagram's the best. Twitter, Instagram and Twitter. Facebook, I tend to keep more towards friends and family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, nice. Well, Michael, I want to say thank you, for joining us. That's fantastic, and we'll have to have you back on again sometime. If you're ever here in Portland, too, you got to hop here on the show.
For sure. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Michael.
Awesome, man.
All right, that was Michael Lenoci here on Digital Trends, comedian. So follow him on all of his different accounts. And I do have to say this, we have a giveaway coming up here in just a minute. When it pops up on the screen, what you're going to need to do is enter in that code and then email dtdaily@digitaltrends.com, be the 10th emailer, and you'll get a $100 gift card from Amazon. So kind of taking a look back at some of the different things that we've covered today. Obviously at the beginning, talking about the Apple event. So tomorrow is the Apple event. It's at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 Eastern. Digital Trends will have all the coverage going from our Twitter account, and we'll have Julian Chikatu there on the ground. And so we'll be talking a lot about that tomorrow. I'm just going to speculating what's going to be happening. We've got some different articles up on the website right now that you can take a look at and see maybe some things that we're hoping will happen and maybe some things that might. I don't know. There's a lot to kind of speculate on it, and we've got all of that there at Digital Trends. We also talked about your warning about don't post pictures of your tickets online because they're going to get stolen. So don't do that. Don't post that stuff online. That was for our Instagram story. We've got that at Digital Trends too. We talked to Davin Matthews about the anamorphic lens that he has. His article and review just went up. You can take a look at that. We had Riley talking about TwitchCon and everything that went on with TwitchCon and our recap of those different videos that he has. We've got extended interviews and lots of stuff that you can follow on the website. And then, of course, Michael Lenoci joining us. Tons of stuff today, all broadcasting live with you like we do every day. And we really do want to say thank you. So right now, the giveaway code is up. There it is. Twitch me is the word that you need to send in. So you're going to email dtdaily@digitaltrends.com, type Twitch me in the subject line, and be the 10th emailer, and you could win a $100 Amazon gift card that we'll announce tomorrow. So if you win, we'll announce it tomorrow at the beginning of the show, which again is 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, here every day with you with DT Daily, catching you up on all of the headlines, catching up on news. Tomorrow, we've got some special guests that are going to be joining us. I want to save that. Just tune in tomorrow. It's gonna be amazing. So we've got lots to talk about. Follow us, of course, on all the different social media platforms that we are. Follow us on Twitch, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and always stay tuned to DT Daily here every morning, bringing you all the latest in tech news. Thanks again for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with more DT Daily.